So.
Okay. All right. So the thing we want to do here is just, just lay everything out that you do. If it's private sessions, workshops, what are the topics? What are the problems that you're helping people solve? And then what you want to do is just take a piece out of that. And we pick one topic to build that repeatable introductory demonstration. So, let's pick a topic this evening. Deborah, you had some things going there, and Laura, you do too, on, what's the main topic that you want to cover in your work, in your overall program?
So I had a lot of kind of moments over the week of really trying to zoom in on stuff and why I felt like I wasn't successful before and what I might do again, and trying to come up with some kind of catchy names, that will make people or help people and want to engage. So I think I've said this to you before. I use heart math, and for those of you who don't know this, I use heart math as a way of engaging people to connect with themselves and find their best self. And that has worked out really well for me. Some people don't like heart math and some people don't like horses. So connecting the two is the trick for me. But I know that works. So trying to figure out how to bring that out of myself to market that to people in a way that will make them want to engage. It's really interesting to me because some people really connect with the heart math and they're really excited about that and they get it and they want to do more of it. Some people.
Hold on. Take a deep breath here for me. So using the heart math, what is it? What are the end results that you bring people?
So, if I said to you better coherence, does that mean anything to you? Because some people understand what coherence is and some people don't.
The languaging that your market uses. So if I have better coherence, what gets to happen for me?
You connect more with your purpose and your thoughts and your heart. So that makes all of your actions more deliberate and more focused and more engaging. You're engaging with everything that you do in a more dynamic way.
Okay. And if I'm engaging with everything that I do, my thoughts and my actions, my energy, everything's in alignment there, what then gets to happen for me?
Things flow a lot better. Successes come more easily. Your leadership skills align themselves more with what you're trying to accomplish. Last time, I remember you saying you do the right thing, which I think is an interesting phrase because it's true, but then what is the right thing? It's kind of, the right thing is different for each person. But anyways, it is that you do the right thing because you know what that is. It just comes very naturally to you.
Okay. So right there, how can you, that is the overall aim of the programming that you want to bring to this. So if we look at all this, what is one piece? Like if you took somebody and worked with them for 6 weeks, 6 months, whatever, what is one piece that you'd be working on with them that would be just a real juicy nugget to them?
Like one piece, are you talking about something like clarity? Is that what you mean by one piece?
Yeah, clarity.
Okay. So I think it would be with coherence, it's not just one thing. I mean, clarity is definitely a part of it, but it kind of really help you really, it's your whole, it's more of like a whole body experience. So you get clarity, you get alignment, you get focus, all of it kind of in the same
Okay,
thing.
so now, but what we're talking about is maybe a 2-hour ditty. We're gonna give, this is a taste test of your, so what is a small bite-sized piece of content? And guys, look, the tendency in these things is to over deliver, put too much in it, because we want them to get it. We want them to have it all, you know, we want them to have chocolate fudge sundae. And the problem with that is they get over processed and they can't absorb it. So you just give them a little bit to lick and chew on and make them go, ooh, I want to know more about this work and want to talk to you. So Deborah, in that, the clarity, okay. Would there, what else is in the process? Would there be like finding that inner peace, learning to down regulate yourself? What is it?
So really another major thing about coherence, and in HeartMath they call it quick coherence, because when you're low on energy, it's a way to boost your energy. It's a way to quickly re-energize yourself. So in other words, if you've had a series of stressful situations or really draining situations, understanding how to use your coherence to re-energize is a very valuable tool for.
Okay, I'm gonna hit pause for just a second. Nicole, Angie, Laura, would you guys have interest in attending a little 2-hour ditty to learn how to quickly re-energize yourself when you're feeling drained?
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't, right? I mean, yeah.
And so here's what I'm suggesting, Deborah, is you know, in that little time frame, you know, you give yourself a little time to get everybody to sign their releases and check in, get them a refreshment, whatever. Then you have a little content, maybe 40 to 45 minutes of content. Then, and you're talking about the things that stress us out and how we become dysregulated.
It's part of it. Identifying what stresses you out is absolutely part of it. Yeah, definitely.
And then how to quickly re-energize.
And then you have to practice it. You can't just learn it one time. You have to practice it a few times. So that easily turns into 2 hours. I see where you're going. And then at the end of it, to see the horses, to go out and, you know, spend some quality time with the horses for 30 minutes or whatever it is. And then that's your 2-hour session easily. Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, and practice your technique while you're with the horses. Practice being present. So then, and I realize I'm getting into a facilitation process here, but I would be asking people, and I always do, what are you taking away from our time with the horses today?
Right. Well, that is so good. And that is one thing I don't do enough of. I kind of tend to let them get all warm and fuzzy about it and excited to be out with the horses. And then I don't do what are you taking away from this today, which I should be, because that helps them realize the value of it. Instead of me telling them the value of it, they're realizing it. So I need to do more of that.
So Deborah, what I want you to do now is to go to the workbook, and you've picked your topic. We're at that, you know, what are the main components of your overarching program? Y'all are going to line all that out. But after that, it says pick one topic to build your repeatable introductory demonstration. We just hit it. How to quickly re-energize yourself when you're drained. And we'll come up with a snappy title on this. You know, have no fear. Don't worry about your snappy titles right now. So then, Deb, while we're working with Laura here, I want you to look at what are the steps involved in delivering the introductory demonstration, identify those steps that they'll go through. And actually on the next page, it says pick one topic or subject, and it has questions there. Take a moment to flesh those out. Okay. And then,
all right, will do.
Laura, what about you? What about the main topic that you're thinking about?
I just want to take note of what Deborah was saying at the end of each session. I actually have been doing that, and I find it really helpful asking what was the value that you're taking away? What is the most significant part of a session today that you're going to take away with you and apply to your life? And it really is a great question because it makes them think and it makes them realize the value. So, and if sometimes they're like, well, everything. And then I'm like, well, if you had to pick one thing, or sometimes I'll help them out. Like I'll point out something that I saw, but usually I'll let it come from them. So for me, I will say what may help in answering this is I did the clarity page. Part of the clarity page, what is it that lights you up? Right. And what came up was what I shared with you the other day, but I wrote people that are spiritually oriented, that are committed to personal growth. Women, I guess of all ages, really, mainly 30s to 60s, that want to connect with their true selves, inner power and intuition, and building self-confidence. What is the biggest problem that I help them solve? Being disconnected from themselves and their intuition. And also women in transition, helping them to get clarity on what they truly want, and also to be congruent. So, and yeah, so I know that's a lot.
Well, that's the overall picture of the body of your work. And Nicole, Angie, you guys are welcome to jump in if you're seeing a nugget there, because immediately I was kind of honing in on how could we give them a taste test of connecting with your intuition.
How could we so to really to first explain to them how horses are super intuitive, and they don't think about things, they feel and they react, and pointing out their reactions to things and their body language. When they feel something, they react and then they go back to grazing, but I'm trying to get clear on this. Also to have them, sometimes I do something like that's a body scan, where I have them stand in front of the round pen, and I have them start with some breathing, and then notice the area in their body. What area in their body do they notice first? Where does their attention go? Is it to their heart? Is it to their stomach? And usually, I take them deeper. What are the emotions there? What does it feel like? What does it look like? And if that part of your body could talk, what would it say? And yeah, so that's something totally different that actually I learned in one of the courses I took. And that's actually really is tuning into your intuition fully.
Well, then it might be that your repeatable event is reconnect with your intuition. I was just thinking, because that's something that you want to give them, something that's visceral, something that oh, my light bulb's burnt out, something that is an experience. And then how do we tie that into the horses so that they have the experience in conjunction with the horses? So
I'm wondering, can I say something real quick, Laura?
no,
Yeah.
Yes, I said jump in.
I was just thinking with the intuition, like that's great if you want to make it more real. I think, what it comes down to with intuition is like learning to trust yourself and trust your ability to navigate.
Yes, trusting yourself. There's a book that comes to my mind that I have on my bookshelf. Trust yourself, then you will know how to live.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Right.
yeah. And I know I've gone through that much of my life, trusting yourself, following your gut instincts, how, learning what they are. So that's really, I find that really engaging. I mean, if you trust your instincts, if you can get that and follow your intuition, you can be very successful in life and manifest a lot of things. And that's the word I was looking for when you were working with Deborah. The end result, manifest, the ability to manifest what it is that you desire, because you're, instead of being in your head, which I was taught to be, because my dad was super logical, and he was always like, he always told me, don't make decisions with emotions, just make them with logic. And I'm like, that's how I was raised. And then all of a sudden I get into the world and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm so confused now. and I realized you have to use both. You can't just, but mostly the feeling, that gut feeling, and are we paying attention to it? Are we not paying attention to it? So that is really significant to me. That feels important to me to share. So I think, yeah. And I think a lot of us would find that valuable. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah. So you want to give them just a taste test. So maybe it's listen, I'm riffing, and this isn't really, I'm sure the marketing message would be sharper, but something, join us to reconnect with your intuition. So you find your flow and manifest your heart's desires. We're going to teach you how to connect with this power today. Now, we're not going to teach them necessarily. They're not going to, like come and magically manifest everything they want out of that one session. But what you're doing is you're saying, I'm showing you the pathway. And, this is, and so, you would go through that time frame, that curriculum of showing them how to connect with their intuition, how to connect with, how to share that or energetically align with horses in that effort. And then at the end of it, you would have a flyer handy, ready to give them about your 6-month program to, develop and live in your authenticity, operating from your intuition. You get what I'm trying to throw down here.
Yeah. I feel more comfortable with a 3-month to start with, and
whatever it is.
Actually,
Whatever.
Yeah.
So
but
I'm just listening.
I'm trying to figure out how to show them that, like, in the session. I mean, first I could start with what I was talking about, the body scan, and then paying attention to what the horse's behavior is when you're doing the body scan. And they're usually going to be tuned into you, and, they're going to be still and probably licking and chewing or something. But I haven't thought about how to tie that into actually what else to mention.
Hold on. There is a little bit of left brain activity. I think it would be valid to start with education. What do you need to educate them about? Things like, this is what keeps us from being authentic and intuitive. We're taught, our culture teaches us to be left brain, linear, and logical. Our culture teaches us to disconnect from our emotions. Bring the education in, but then you move into, and you can educate what disconnects us, and then educate on how, why, what we want to connect, and then do it.
Why we want to connect. Okay. And I'm thinking, having them pay attention to horse behavior and pointing out, like what do you notice about, what they're noticing about the horse?
Good. As far as the actual rollout of the actual equine exercise, I think the possibilities are unlimited here. But where I'm going to is, I remember a demonstration I did at an Agala conference where I was actually the client. I mean, I wasn't pretending. I volunteered to be the client for a coaching session so people could see equine coaching. So when I got in there, I was in this big conundrum over what to do with our Airbnb, make it a retreat center, don't make it a retreat, all this stuff. And while I was down there telling them about this, the horses were just in chaos, biting at one another. It was chaos. And then I'm talking and I begin moving. They put me in motion and I clicked. And I was like, I get it. This is what I need to do. And I started lining up cones and stuff. And what got my attention, because I'm moving around the arena, lining stuff up, I heard the crowd go, And when I turned around, those horses had lined up nose to tail, nose to tail, nose to tail, nose to tail, and were following me perfectly in line around the arena.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was chilling for me. I was like, I'm on to
That's
something. But I
incredible.
knew I was in that. So my point here is that you will know, Laura, intuitively what exercise to put forth in that arena
Hmm.
to show them alignment, and whatever happens, you'll be able to process that, the horse did this.
Oh, right. Like this will represent alignment.
Yeah, and they're going to tell you, well, I
Yeah.
wasn't totally aligned right there. I got in my head, I got afraid. So the horse did this and I did that. Or conversely, they may line up nose to tail, nose to tail, nose to tail. And what was that like? Because I have never forgotten how I felt that day when that happened. It is in my body because it was visceral for me.
Mhm.
That's amazing. Now I love the idea of working with a herd. I don't have that opportunity right now, but I can work at one place. Mostly I work with one horse at a time, and there is one place I can work with two at a time. So maybe the place that I can work with two at a time might be a good, but the interaction of the two is more powerful sometimes than just the one if you have a small group of people.
Yeah, so
And I was
don't get caught up in the semantics so much. Just let it flow and trust the process, because we all know here that when you trust the process with the horses, it's going to unfold the way it needs to.
And my experience is too that sometimes you've got a herd and only one of them responds to something. I've had that happen too, where we have a big group of women and my little pony is the one that beelines over and tells it, speaks to this person, and the rest of them are kind of like, what? And so I wouldn't discount having one horse at all. I think that horse depends on a lot of different
Okay.
things.
So Laura, I just want to check in. How are you feeling about using that as your taste test?
You keep this Zoom keeps freezing. I'm not sure if it's, I have a fast internet connection. I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay, well,
I can't hear anything right now.
oh, Nicole, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, now
Yeah.
you're back. Well,
Okay, so
Laura's
Laura, I was just
frozen, but I just
just
heard
asking.
something.
Can you hear me now, Laura?
Now I can.
Okay. So
Okay.
how are you feeling about using that as your taste test, as your repeatable event?
That I'm feeling good about it. I think my challenge is also trusting myself, and that's no coincidence, right? That I'm doing a program on this, and I feel like I don't feel confident until I have all my ducks in a row, and until I work this through in my mind and maybe with a practice client.
Okay. So, well, good news is if you look at the sheet there, you've picked your topic. It's reconnecting with your intuition and finding your flow. And again, we'll find the snappy titles here later. But, what is the ultimate outcome you wish for them at the end of the event? To have experienced reconnecting with their intuition, even if it's a flash in the pan, having that experience of that and the horses.
Right. So did you just state the answer, or are you asking me the question?
No, I stated the answer.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. Yeah. Would you do this as an individual or a session or a group?
Oh, no, I do groups.
Oh, a group.
These are taste tests for groups. Yeah.
I only want to have a small group of like 6.
That's fine.
I don't want to have
Yeah, me
30
too.
or anything like that.
Yeah, just do 6. But look at the next piece there. What are the steps needed to get the participants to that desired outcome? Step 1, well, you're going to greet them, get your liability releases signed, refreshments. Step 2, maybe you do logistics. Talk about here the restrooms and your safety. Maybe you do your safety demonstration there and introduce the horses. Step 3 might be, look, guys, you step through this. I'm just ripping, might be your education about your topic. You know, the things that disconnect us, that how we can reconnect into the steps to people love blueprints, checklists, templates. You know, here's your step by your steps to reconnecting with whatever, your intuition. And then step 4, I'm going to take them to the horses. Step 5 could be a debrief. And you may have more than 5 steps. You don't want any more than 10 for sure. I like 7. 7's a good number. You know, maybe step 6 then is your, because in the debrief, you're going to ask them, part of the debrief is what, you know, what's your nugget from today? So then the next step might be your offer. I'm going to give them the flyer and tell them about our program that's starting soon. And if they have any questions, would love to talk to them.
So it would be a more in-depth program on this. Would it be a group? I'm a little confused because when you were saying, we talked about on Monday, we talked about me doing like let's say a 90-day program and putting a flyer out, but doing an individual session, 90-minute session, and then weave that into a 90-day program. So now this is different things, right?
In this process, Laura, what you would do, this is your taste test. Come and have an experience. Then you could do this a lot of different ways, but you could make the next step a 90-minute session with me.
Right.
And then after the 90-minute session, you could say, look, I'm launching this 90-day program. Would love to have you as a part of it.
90-day, like every day, or like once a week, 90 days?
No, probably every other week for 90 days.
Okay,
What Laura is talking about.
Mhm.
Angie, any thoughts? You kind of got a scowl on your face, or you just thinking?
No, I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking. No, that sounds good. I think you could do either way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can do your taste test and offer a 90-day program, or you could do your taste test and say, you know, I'm offering a special introductory 90-minute session, and you have your flyer all about it for $149, and it's private, you know, schedule with me today. And then you have your flyer about your 90-day program ready after the 90-minute program or session. Then you say, you know, you've gone through how you go through that, you debrief. And I usually just say, you know, look, I would love to continue working with you and helping you along this path. Here is some information about a 90-day program that would be perfect for this. You know, is there any reason you wouldn't want to join us?
That's interesting. So go from the group session to the private 90-minute session to the 90-day program.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be a group program or a private program, right? Depending on what I wanted to do.
You could. I always recommend leveraging it into a group because they're all working on the same thing, and you're going to wear yours out. And you have to think about your horses. If you're using them too much, you'll burn them out.
Say it again, Laura.
I said the horses as well. If you're using them too much, they can burn out.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. I work at different places, but I'm just wondering, this particular place, I don't go there that much, and the ones I can use the horses together, and so I don't really know the horses too well. Do you think that's significant to know the horses really well, or because some people just walk into a new scenario and just work with what they have, you know, as a coach? So what do you?
Yeah, and again, we're getting into, you know, what we've been taught in facilitation. I want to be careful here, but I want to vet those horses and know that they're going to be safe with clients.
Yeah.
I have tried to integrate my own horses together that don't normally pasture together, and it turned into a lot of drama to where I had to go in and catch one of them and pull them out. So
Putting them together a few times maybe, and just going there on my own and observing and working.
Yeah, but I test them when I'm going somewhere new. I'm testing them, you know, like when I touch you here, what are they doing? When I touch you here, You know, when I'm standing here, I'm really, and I put pressure on them. I want to know what they're going to do under pressure. So just know your horses for sure.
Thank you.
Is that, I have a question about this, because I think I would feel better, and I mean, I think you're just suggesting this. I think I would feel better doing the group for the taste test, then signing them up for a group 90-minute, then offering the individual one.
Yeah, that'll work. Well, I again, if you're going to do group, why not just continue on with a group?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is even maybe do like a 90, I don't know. I mean, I'm not quite sure the time frame of this, but it's probably gonna be 90 minutes to 2 hours for these group things. So I guess I could offer, but I think it would be good to keep going with the group the whole time for me. And also they build off of each other. Sometimes it's easier for the people in the class to have other people, even if they're not the same people, just having other people be benefit.
Well, and the groups will gel over time.
Right, and so that makes it another advantage for the whole group of having the bonding thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I want you ladies to do is, let me get back to my workbook.
Yeah, the perfect group always comes together.
Oh, I love to hear that. I love to hear that.
So I'm gonna, in the essence of time here, so you're gonna flesh out your steps and post them in that Facebook group. And then if you go on to the next page, it says added value and marketing bullets. You know, what handouts or materials, Laura, this is about education. What handouts and materials will add value to your repeatable event? So if you look at each step, it takes you, it says marketing bullets. Look at each step you go through. So in one of those steps, when they meet the horses, they're going to experience the power of equine assisted learning or coaching, whatever you're doing. That would be a marketing bullet. I use that one all the time. Experience the power of equine assisted coaching. Or I will write, experience the power that horses bring to your business. But you rewrite those steps and you look at what marketing bullet could you easily write, like get your template or your blueprint to reconnect with your intuition.
That's interesting. You mentioned that, Laura, about the word power, because I have on my business card, the line I have in the middle is under my name is or actually, and just in the middle, experience the healing power of horses, because they're such healers. Right? Yeah.
And so look at what you're doing in each step, and then we'll help you craft. Go ahead and riff. There's no right or wrong. We can help you craft those marketing bullets. If you guys will do this homework and then post your answers in a Facebook group, we will get in there and help you edit this stuff.
Mm-hmm. So the steps, okay, so the steps with it, all right, maybe I'm not totally clear. Steps 1 through 5, would it be what we're actually doing in the event? Like you outlined potential steps, like number 1, greet them, number 2, logistics, or are you talking about something different?
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
oh, wait, example, blueprints, oh, that's added. Okay, I'm on the wrong page then. Okay, the next page, added value and marketing bullets. Oh.
So you basically want 2 things from us. You want us to pick one topic or subject and give out the 7 steps, basically, and then you want us to do the marketing bullets. Is that what I heard you say? And
just riff, no right or wrong there. And once you get that, then I've given you, a little template there to help you. But come back, Laura. To get to the promise of your offer. That's on the next page. You want it to have a promise. It has to have a promise. And you can use the promise as the title or part of the title, but it is going to be stated prominently at the top. So, looking at what's their why. and we're giving the template there. My package promise is to help my clients solve the problem of, now it may not say solve the problem of, that's just helping you think in terms of,
Right.
it's helping my clients move from disconnected or become to reconnect with their intuition so they can find their flow and manifest their dreams.
Mhm.
But you wanted to clearly state how it solves a specific tangible problem that your ideal client knows they have, and one they are willing to invest in to solve, including an investment of time, which is in scarce supply these days. They clearly identify that they have that problem. Don't use your jargon, use words they would use. This is the daily problem with the outcome they want instead. It can be practical or emotional, but think about what is the cost of not solving that problem? What is
I just froze again now. Okay, now you're, can you just go over what we're supposed to do again? Because I think I missed something. You keep cutting in and out. So the steps, all right, I'm a little confused. 1 through 5, is that where we're supposed to start with?
list? I'm going to put it in the chat.
Okay.
Good idea.
Oh, there we go.
So,
Okay. So as we're supposed to do this for our homework this week before the next class. And I mean, do you need it by Sunday or something, or is this
Well,
just?
Don't post it 5 minutes before class because Nicole and
Okay.
Angie and I will not have time to look at it.
No, okay, deal, I won't do that.
So the sooner you post it, the more time we have to work with it. Because
Yes,
look,
okay.
what happens. You guys post it up. We may have questions, like, okay, this isn't clear. What is it? And then you need time to respond to that. So that in that thread, we can flesh out where you're trying to really get to.
Okay, yes.
so is this, Laura, is this the marketing, added value and marketing bullets page with the steps, or the pick one topic or subject steps?
Oh,
I-
oh,
You guys have picked your topic. Unless you want to do something different.
No,
Deborah,
intuition, and I got my topic, but
got your topic. Now you need to line out each step for your 2-hour event.
oh, so what am I gonna do? Right, okay.
Yeah, each
So
step from greeting them, signing liability, every step of the way.
That's what I
And-
was looking for, okay.
Yeah, and then write a marketing bullet for each one.
Oh, write a marketing bullet for each, oh, I see what you're saying, so the steps are congruent with, on the 2 pages with each other. Right, marketing bullet. So an example of a marketing bullet would be,
Experience the power of, or the healing power of
oh,
horses.
okay, the blurb, all right, now I'm, okay, you're tying it in for me, all right, I didn't get it before.
I think they can also be like, like kind of taking from problem to solution, like, go from, self-doubt to self-assurance.
Yeah.
This is like where
Okay.
you take
The-
it
the
from
bullet.
here to there.
Okay. I understand now. I wasn't getting it. It looked like it was the same thing. Okay, got it.
Mhm.
And then create the repeatable offer or promise, right?
Mhm. This is all drafts. Writing is a
No.
constant work in progress.
Yeah, I'll be doing some Facebook lives in the group and talking more about the further along in the material.
Okay, a title template, we're not up to that yet, right?
Yeah, you can play with it, but you never title anything before you have the content
Right,
fleshed.
you've seen it before, and I think that's really a good point. Yeah. Okay.
All right. You guys, I know this is a lot of thinking.
Oh my gosh.
You're thinking very differently than you're used to thinking, and it's okay.
That's good. It's really good. I need this. I need you to pull it out of me, which is what's happening. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. That was great.
So, Laura, what is your nugget you're taking out of our time together tonight?
That question. Okay, so the importance of really being clear on what it is that I'm offering people.
Deborah, what's your nugget?
So it's getting everything organized, lining it up in steps. I either tend to do not enough steps or too many steps. So I really like your 7-step idea. That helps me. And I also really like the marketing bullets, because in case you haven't noticed, sometimes I need to keep it really concise, and sometimes I get off topic. So those are good too. I just found it helpful to have some framework. I think that's what it is. So.
Okay. All right, awesome. Nicole, Angie, any final thoughts before we wrap up here?
No, y'all did great.
It was
Thank
nice to have a group.
Yeah,
I
it was
felt like
fun.
a party.
It's very exciting. Very, very exciting.
Yes, thank you.
Both of your
Great
programs
job.
sound amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, be posting in the Facebook group. That's where we have contact with you, and we are happy to help. Nicole and Angie and I were always trolling.
Okay.
In the best, most positive way.
Good. Okay.
All right, ladies, we'll see you over in the Facebook group. Oh, and Nicole,
Okay.
can you hang out a minute, Angie?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wonderful
Yeah.
night.